our guest of honor, Rasputin.
I'm looking for someone who can help me gain an audience with the Tsar. Perhaps you can be of assistance.
I only make decisions when my stomach is full or my balls are empty.
Well, thank God dinner is being served. Small things can grow into big problems. We are the first independent intelligence agency. While governments wait for orders, our people take action.
Welcome to the club.
You're going to need a suit.
Very clever. Time to dance.
Stop fucking about!
Fuck this gentleman shite!
I'm gonna love killing you.
Well, we shall see.
Welcome to Earth 2 Comic Cast, where superheroes exist and comic book talk is the norm. Comic book talk is the norm. This is a comic book movie, by the way, The Kingsmen. It's your boy McCrosby. Welcome. So let's get into this movie I just saw tonight. The Kingsman, the Kingsman. Okay, so this is a kind of a origin story of the organization, of the Kingsman organization that we've gotten to know. Kingsman 1, the Secret Service. Kingsman 2, Golden Circle. Matthew Vaughn returns to direct this movie. And you can tell his style is all the way through this. It looks good. So the movie looked good. The action in this movie, as we've come to know from the series, the action in this movie is really good as well. So yeah, those are the goods. I'm giving you the things that I really liked about the movie. The action is good. The acting from the main cast is good. The story kind of is good in some points, and the story kind of also could be the thing that fails this movie, because again because the story falls apart. It is a period piece that also has a lot of actual history from the time. So we're going to be talking about, like, the Romanovs in Russia, the formation of the the Windsors in England, all of that. So we're going to be playing with that, and because we're playing with that, you have to either, if you're gonna go all the way and make it fun, which he did in X-Men First Class. When that happened, he stuck that. I believe he didn't stick this movie with the period piece and that story, because that's exactly what he was going for. Like, things are happening in the background of actual events that we know, and this is a story of what is happening in the background. I don't believe he told that really well. I don't believe he made that actual story stick. So that is a very, very bad hang up for me. But actually, again, like I said, the movie was fun. I enjoyed watching it. I enjoyed, like, all of the characters, and when I saw something that reminded me of the first two Kingsman movie, I was really excited. Certain when I heard certain names, nostalgia played a really good I know the movies aren't that old, but like the nostalgia of knowing those movies and what they, knowing those characters and knowing who ends up being, this character like Galahad, where's the line for him, and who ends up being Merlin, where's his line, like all of that. This movie actually shows that, and because it touches on those names and those characters that we know and we love, you're excited because, again, this is something that you're used to, and they did that. So when they played with that, they did it really well. There's even something from Kingsman 2 that touches on that this movie touches on, the statesman. But in this movie, the name statesman is mentioned a lot, but you get that as a drink. So as the drink that you probably saw in the second movie, that Channing Tatum wasn't in that movie a lot, but as the drink that you saw in the second movie, yeah. So they you see the creation of that in this movie, or you hear the mention of that in this movie. Um, so those things were fun. Those things were fun. Those things were good. All of that again, and I think I touched on the story as as the major bad for me. The story was not that great. But again, the movie was fun. It was entertaining, but the story wasn't great. Some acting was just suboptimal. Um, and some characters which you expected from them just wasn't there. I don't know. I think I don't want to say this franchise is done or they should bury it, but honestly, at this point, I don't know if I'd be super excited for another Kingsman movie. Because this movie ends with the possibility of a sequel and future sequels before we get to the point of the Kingsman that we know. But honestly, I don't know if I'd be excited because seeing, like Golden Circle wasn't great, and I was expecting this movie because it was going into like an origin thing. I was expecting this movie to be awesome, and it just didn't feel that way. It didn't feel that great to me. And now I'm sitting here saying, do I want to go back and watch another Kingsman movie? I don't know. I honestly do not know, and I'm not excited for it. Ultimately, I will say this it is a fun movie. So if you're looking for a movie outside of the norm, because we're getting in this stretch of the holidays, from like tomorrow all the way to like Christmas, we're getting a lot of movies. We're getting The Matrix, big movie. We're getting Spider-Man, which came out already, and we're getting this movie. So in that space, you're getting a lot of movies where maybe a lot of information is dropped, or maybe a lot of Marvel information, happens, or things, we're getting those movies. If you just want a movie that's not a universe, that's not that's not like a big franchise that you've had to, like, again, because this movie doesn't ask you to watch the first two to understand it. No, you don't. Because this is an origin story. You can come into this movie never seeing the first two and be okay. Now, if you've seen the first two, knowing how the first two and their stories work, you might come into this movie and be like, nah, this ain't for me. But again, if you haven't seen the first two movies, this is the movie that you can come here and you start. And then when you go back and rewatch the first two, now you have a better appreciation for the first two over these movies. So that's how you know what? Yes, that's exactly how I'm gonna do it. But no, I did like the movie. I didn't enjoy it. Granted, the story kind of like was like, what the fuck is going on a lot. But I did enjoy the movie and I did like it, and I would watch it. Maybe I'm not gonna, because there's a pandemic out and all the other things. Maybe I'm not gonna go to the movies to see it, but I will watch this movie. I will watch it. At some point. If they do drop a fourth movie, if this movie does well enough, if the fans of the franchise come in and support this movie, and it does well enough, I might watch a fourth movie because I am interested in knowing the rest of it. But if it never comes out, I'll be okay with knowing that they never did a sequel to this movie. So yeah, ultimately, I like the movie. I enjoyed it. Do I want you to go watch it? I want you to decide. I want you to say, you know what? The Marvel thing, I'm kind of tired right now. I want you to say The Matrix. It's been 10 years. I don't know if I want to, I don't know if I want to do that. And Keanu looks like John Wick. I don't know if I want to see that. And maybe this is what I want to see instead. I want you to decide. I'm not gonna sit here and tell you go see this or not. Um, I did, however, say go see Spider-Man though. So damn, now I feel like kind of like a thing, a shield, or just a no, not a hypocrite. I'm not gonna tell you to go see this movie. I'm not gonna tell you not to go see this movie. But what I will tell you is, you have a decision. Make a decision. If this is the thing for you, if you're better in this franchise, then this is the movie for you to see. I love The Matrix, so I am going to go see The Matrix. That's my movie. I'm maybe not gonna go see Spider Man. Maybe I'll be it, maybe I won't. But The Matrix is the movie that I want to see this holiday weekend. See that? I made my decision. You make yours. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. If you're listening on the podcast, don't forget to like and subscribe. Also, share with your friends. Also, if you subscribe to the podcast, we'll have a lot of cool things happening. Again, The Matrix is another one of the movies that dropped this weekend. Spider-Man is another one of just movies that dropped this weekend. And this movie comes out on the 22nd. All those movies will be out. Now, for The Matrix, we have a lot of things that we're going to be dropping before we go see that movie. Please, please, please subscribe, share, watch it. We'll see you back for the next one. Peace.
Our guest of honor, Rasputin.
I'm looking for someone who can help me gain an audience with the Tsar. Perhaps you can be of assistance.
I only make decisions when my stomach is full or my balls are empty.
Well, thank God dinner is being served. Small things can grow into big problems. We are the first independent intelligence agency. While governments wait for orders, our people take action.
Welcome to the club.
You're going to need a suit.
Very clever.